The latest update in Clash Mini has become a hot topic, and here are my opinions on it. The community right now is just really aggressive against the dev team, and I just want to address the hate towards them while being completely honest. I just want to say I am really passionate about the game, and those of you who clicked on this video are also just passionate like me. I will give my personal opinions on this drama at the end of the video, and just a note, these are my opinions, and you guys have your own opinions. You all shall respect my opinions, and I shall respect yours. First, let's talk about the new Elo system. For those who don't know what the Elo system means, basically after the new changes in Legendary League, you lose trophies almost equal to the amount of trophies you win. This change has turned the ladder from being skill based to time based, and although this change has ruined the ladder, according to the pros, because I'm just a casual player who plays anything I want to because I have to make content on this game, and so I need to try everything, and so it's not possible for me to play on those higher ranks. And so here I just want to say, yeah, this change was a bad decision, but the devs are not in the global phase, they are in the beta period, and so they are supposed to test stuff. And the main reason for changing the old system was because the old system was for a 3-month-old trophy system and not for a 1-month-old we have right now. And so they are just testing stuff, and if the system is that bad, then they will revert the changes in the next trophy season. I am 100% sure about this. And hey, if you all are so confident that the trophy system is so bad, then just wait for a month and everything will be fixed. Next thing I want to talk about is the new progression system, and here I am just really disappointed because I am a free to play and they know free to play like real hard. You get 100 common shards in the entire pass, which is equal to 20 rare shards, and that's only equal to 2 epic shards, and other than that you get 5 epic shards at the end of the pass and 16 rare shards, and overall you can only get 10 epic shards in the entire pass, which stinks. They also nerfed the raids, and I'm fine with them removing the gems from the raids, but they should have at least kept the 1 epic shard that you get. But now you get 3 rare shards, which is just literally nothing. You need to do raid 17 days straight to get 5 epic shards, and we all already know that raids were a chore. Next major change was the removal of free to play gems, which I am completely fine with, but if you want to replace it with crystal coins, then just make them more useful, because I have literally 500 crystal coins sitting in my account which have no purpose until update 7. They also nerfed the level up rewards from 5 epic crown shards to 10 common crown shards. That's like being nerfed by 250 times, which is just absurd, and that makes leveling up less exciting. The good thing about free to play was the gold cap was increased from 500 to 2000, which is a good 300% buff, but hitting that cap will at least take 2 hours if your games are 3 minutes long. But let's be honest, if you want a game to be 3 minutes long, then you have to win or lose 3 rounds straight. My suggestion here would be to increase the amount of gold you get from a game from 50 to 100. Other than that, I want the mini pass to be buffed. They should also buff the amount of rewards you get from the raids, and they should make crystal coins more useful, which I will talk about later. Let's discuss about monetization. The first thing has to be the NatureBorn skin. The skin costs around $30, which is just a crazy amount even if you consider the 2 forms, but I can still give a pass on that. But making the bundle expensive by adding those crown shards is not a good way to make it worth it, because all the people who are gonna buy already have a max account, and that literally means nothing to them. And so it is like adding a jar of pickle with a grocery bundle and making the bundle look worth it, because no one is gonna eat the jar of pickles after all, and it's just wasted. And also even the Barbarian and the Arctic Mage skin are quite expensive. Like if you combine the total cost of the Astral and the other 2 skins, it's more than the monthly income of many people in India, and is easily enough to pay a rent for a 2 BHK here. I do think this was their attempt to fix the monetization, but this wasn't the right way, and they need to rethink the system. Also, the mini pass bundle is not that worth it, because the only new thing that was added was an avatar, which just doesn't justify the cost of the $2 extra. But I can still give a pass on that, considering that the progression is now really hard and getting 21 epic crown shards is just not an easy job. But the normal mini pass is really worth it if you want only the progression, and you can get the skin and the emote later for the gems. And so it's only worth it to get the mini pass plus if you really want the skin. The event pass is a good way for monetization and is quite affordable, and it provides motivation to play the events. But I really like the concept of the season shop from Clash Royale, and I would really love if they added something like that to Clash Mini and make something like the event premium, which would increase the cap of season tokens that you get by 200%. Just don't make them as bad as Clash Royale did. Just make them in a better way, because Clash Royale had a good concept but just made it a mess. Let's talk about the balance changes. To be honest, I really don't care about what the meta is because I just need to try each and every stuff. But for those who are saying Archer is completely broken and was a dumb decision, I just want to say, is Archer so strong that you can literally win only because of her? If yes, then doesn't that mean the heroes doesn't matter? I mean, yeah, she is strong, but you can still play without her and win a fair bit. And Archer is a really difficult mini to balance, so yeah, mistakes can happen. But it's not the end of the day since all games have meta and where some stuff are broken while the other stuff are just bad. And it is fine if the meta switches out. Like previously we had the healing ranger meta, but now we have the archer meta where healing ranger isn't strong anymore. If everything is equally strong in a game, that would feel more unfair and luck based than when 10 to 15 minis are strong. Lastly, I would like to talk about the stuff that the Clash Mini team forgot to mention in the patch note, which have created an absolute chaos in Twitter. Frame already addressed about these changes on his video that many of the minis have received a remodel and so their animation should be retimed and that makes some minis look fast or slow. Also, the funniest one I saw was the musketeer change. That change was only made so that game looks faster and nothing else. And they are all humans after all, and so they can miss a few changes, but that's not the end of the day. Also, bugs are not intentional, and the reason why they can't fix it as soon as compared to any other game is because they need an in-game update which forces people to use VPN to update the game, and that can reduce the beta testing time period. That was me addressing all the mistakes that Supercell made in this update, but we all are humans and we can make mistakes, but that doesn't mean this update didn't had any good for the players, and that's something which us player base are not appreciating even a little bit. First, let's talk about the new skins. All the new skins in this update were just incredible and I have already shared my thoughts individually on each of them, so I don't want to do it again. But overall, all the skins are just awesome, but a problem I had was none of the skins were available to be bought by a free-to-play, and my one request would be to add at least one crystal coin skin every update just so that free-to-play can enjoy those skins too. The emotes are really cool and the idea of having skin emotes is just awesome, and here in emotes at least you had 2 emotes which you can get as a free-to-play, which is a big win. And finally the avatars are just cool cosmetics which you can flex everywhere you go, and I really like the achievement avatars like the mini gladiator one. That sense of achievement is really good. And my final words for cosmetics is that the designer team did an awesome job. Just try making them more affordable from the next time, especially for the free to play side with the crystal coins. Now let's talk about the new hero NatureBorn. I love the potential NatureBorn has and the strategy it needs. Her idea was genius. This allows you to adapt to your situations easily. But the thing is, she is currently really bad, and that is what's keeping her from being more fun and allow us to try more synergies. If she gets a few buff, and she could be really fun to play and you can have so many more synergies which would be just great, and she's a 10 on 10 hero for me. For the Bandit, I just didn't find her that exciting, although I haven't played her, and so it's too early for me to pass an opinion right now, so we will talk about the Bandit later. I'm really a big fan of the new GameModes. Draft is such a cool concept because you need to think right on the spot, because you can't just copy a deck and hope that you win. You need to think properly, and I love that. Also, I'm personally really excited for Double Hero Mega Draft. The concept of a bigger board is also so cool because a bigger board can create so many possibilities, and by increase in size, viability of many minis can be increased while the opposite can happen to others. I also like how by only maxing out one hero you can play all the heroes in a competitive level, and this is much appreciated. Although I do feel like the idea of venture is kinda useless and it should be buffed because sacrificing a life for 2 elixir isn't worth it. Overall, the draft modes are fun and refreshing. I just want them to make it that the event stays for a whole month and not 15 days, but maybe the 15 days cycle might be a healthy cycle, who knows. That was everything we got in this update. Sure, this update had a fair share of flaws, but we can't deny the fact that this update fixed a lot of issues or was at least a step towards it. They got rid of Star Exchange, which I really liked, but I can understand why did they do so. They also made skin the source of monetization, which I'm fine with, but they are a bit overpriced. We got a new mini and a new hero about an year, which is just cool. We also got a new game mode, which fixes the issue of player retention in mid and late season. The skins were top notch. They did mess up the economy and the elo system a bit, but it can be fixed. And overall, this update just deserves a 9 out of 10, but because of its fair share of flaws, it will be a 6.5 out of 10 for me. And I am here 100% honest, and Supercell doesn't give me money to say it, and it is just my opinion. And with this update, I think the game is 75% complete for going global. At last, I just want to say I really love this game and I just can't see this game going down because this game literally means my life, and to protect it and the game's passionate devs, I can do anything. I never had so much fun interacting with people online before I became part of this community and just want to be forever be a part of. People like Frame, Abdude, Shu, Spoob, Gas, Frontage, Flacco are like my friends and also many others, and this game is what's keeping us together, and if this game isn't with us then we can't be with each other anymore. And so saving this game is like saving my friends. I know I sound crazy, but whenever I have a thought that this game is gonna be killed, it's not my channel who is only gonna be affected, but it's the entire community. And so I just hope that the people understand the importance of this game and be stronger together like a community.